advice, let the guest speakers talk first before you get them really excited. The national president of EWC and his very hard-working ESCO, the local organizing committee, and then the secretary of the Onojes of Esan land, the Onoje of Esan. Let me stand on the protocol that has been established. I want to say that I am very, very grateful and with all sense of humility to represent Dr. Aswe Godalo on this occasion. Dr. Aswe, unfortunately, is not able to join us because of the very busy schedule of his political activities in Edo. And I am glad to be here to represent him. But you cannot fly all the way from Nigeria without getting your own 5 minutes of fame. So before I read his, the topic that he has been given, I would like to say that it is proper that we discuss small, just small, politics. Apparently that's why we are standing here. Dr. Aswe Godalo is not somebody that likes to talk about himself, so perhaps you may not find any fora where he's talking about himself. But I would like to discuss him a bit, because to talk about Aswe is to love him actually. He's someone who, for the best of reasons, he's presented himself for this election. Aswe is somebody who is very committed and passionate about bringing us to prosperity in Edo State. So, I would just like to say that this election, because of the conversations that have been going on in Edo about the homeboyness of people, that conversation is about every one of us seated here today. That conversation is saying that you cannot sojourn and have your kids well educated and afterwards come back home to give their best. So when people talk about homeboy, they are saying, stay at home and don't give the best to your family. Aswe represents everybody here today, because that is the exact same thing that his parents did by leaving Ewokini many years ago, going into the city, and you have the likes of Aswe, who has proven beyond measure his competencies and capacity. So that particular conversation talks and touches all of us. And I would like to go to another point, very important. The point that cultural, socio-cultural associations like these must keep it alive and give birth strongly, because we are what we believe. Our culture and tradition is what makes us us, nothing else. So if we do not have a tradition, we do not have a culture, there's no way you can actually inculcate discipline or a belief system to us. So as a people, the Esan people, we are very well cultured people, and that is why when it comes to equity, justice, and fairness, the Esan man comes tops. Last night, I had the opportunity of being in this environment, and I heard somebody say that I'm happy I'm not married to Anisha man. I've not heard that in nearly 30 years. I froze when the person said it. And I wondered why. I said, what's going on? Why will anybody say, I am happy, I am not married to an Esan person? And quite frankly, I know why. Values system are now being questioned. Our value system are now being questioned. That never used to be our own story. I didn't marry 30 years ago, but I was fortunate to get into a relationship on the basis of the fact that I was an Esan man. So we need to go back to basics. We need to begin to inculcate values again, because that is the really true essence of being an Esan man or woman. I want to thank this house for keeping the spirit of having the conventions every year. I think it's yearly. Because it's a product. The product of the meetings or convention is simply that you are telling yourselves, we must come together, united, and speaking in one language that brings us united. Because that is only the basis where we can get prosperity. So not to delay you or spend so much time, because I think the window is very short, I will go straight to Dr. Aswe's speech. He's been honestly trying all day, all morning, to see how he can connect with us from Edo. Unfortunately, he's in the hinterlands of somewhere around Ovia, where network is very poor and he's not able to make it. So he sends his speech. So the speech by Aswe Godalo, guest speaker at the Esan World Congress, Houston, Texas. And the topic is security, crime prevention and reduction in Edo State. Esan oye, Edo State oye, Nigeria oye, in the voice of Dr. Aswe. The President, respected officers of the EWC Board of Executives, esteemed members of the Esan World Congress, distinguished guests, fellow Edolites in the diaspora, ladies and gentlemen, La Bulu. It is a great pleasure to appear, because he thought he was going to appear virtually, before you today at this notable gathering in the beautiful city of Houston, Texas, for the 2024 National Convention of the Esan World Congress. That you have all come here from so far and wide is a clear demonstration of your love of motherland, a love we all share and about which I am very passionate. It has been quite frustrating for me, despite my best efforts, that I have been unable to attend in person for reasons completely outside my control. For this, I apologize profusely. Fortunately for me, technology has come to rescue, and could not be happier or more proud at this rare opportunity to address such an august body. This Epocha event marks a celebration of our rich Esan heritage and underscores our collective commitment to the future of our beloved Edo State and our homeland, Nigeria. Today, I am tasked with discussing a crucial and timely topic: security, crime prevention, and reduction in Edo State. This topic resonates with me on a level many may not understand because of the 5 pillars I plan to use to hoist our state into prosperity. It is clear in my mind that security is arguably the most important, and it is the foundation of all other pillars rest and rise from. Because of the short 20-minute window I have been given to present my thoughts on this topic, I will dive straight into the matter. So, what are the problems? How do they impact our lives? And what do we intend to do to solve them? Last week, Thursday, we all saw the ugly scenes that played out around Benin Airport, where so-called lions and tigers were allowed to run amok through the streets of Benin, shooting illegal firearms and assaulting innocent passers-by. This was widely reported. What wasn't as widely reported was what happened the next day, when many businesses did not open, and those that did recorded historic low levels of sales as customers refused to leave their homes out of fear. That is what insecurity does. It destroys lives just as it traumatizes our economy. We cannot develop as a state if we do not manage to solve once and for all our insecurity problems. While it is increasingly evident that governors are chief security officers of their states in name only, I do not believe they are entirely powerless. With your support, if I am elected governor, I plan on strengthening the Edo State security network by recruiting and training more personnel and then equipping them with the tools they need to fight crime. Funding this security structure will be expensive, no doubt. So, I would reactivate our security trust fund to provide funding our capital and recurrent security needs. Advances in technology allow me to speak to you from thousands of miles away. Similarly, I plan to aggressively champion the use of technology for monitoring, surveillance, and intelligence gathering. I have visited the state-of-the-art Edo State Security Command and Control Center, a facility manned by all branches of the armed forces. It provides complete visual coverage of the Benin metropolis, and it is a facility I intend to replicate and expand into and across the other senatorial districts of Edo Central and Edo North. I have seen how effective drones can be in search and rescue operations, and even in the active combat missions. We intend to similarly use unmanned aerial vehicles to keep our forests safe and to protect our citizens from bandits and kidnappers. One of the keys to prosperity for us will be revitalized agricultural sector. That not only means we have to find funding needed to transition our farmers from subsistence to mechanized farming, but that government will need to ensure that these farms and farmers are safe. This led me to develop plans for the creation of a well-trained and specialized farmland and forestry security unit. charged with the protection of our farmers, lives and property. It will be one of the first executive bills I intend to submit to our State House of Assembly. Most of what I have described are referred to as kinetic responses to insecurity. I strongly disagree with the notion that insecurity can be solved with bullets and brute force alone. There are social and societal aspects to crime, and these aspects are better tackled with non-kinetic solutions. Life is getting increasingly harder in Nigeria. And sadly, we are seeing an uptick in crime as a result. Our plan for job creation and self-employment opportunities should address the economic pressures that force some people into a life of crime. I firmly believe that values orientation campaign warehoused in our homes and schools and executed by parents and teachers will help ensure that crime is no longer seen as an option for our children. For the unrepentant few who are sworn to criminality, I have a message for them. Criminals will face the full force of the law and justice system. We will send these lions and tigers to the zoo where they belong. Conclusion. The upcoming elections are consequential not just for political parties and the candidates, but for every Edolite, whether at home or abroad. I believe we have recorded some advances in the state over the last 8 years, and we cannot afford to roll back the hands of progress. I see a path where Edo State rises above other sovereign to become first world state. And I want to appeal to you to support me as we walk together along this pathway to prosperity for all. Arising, Edo will pull up the surrounding neighborhoods. And I believe it is only sub-national rejuvenation and growth that can pull Nigeria back from the brink of economic disaster. We intend to improve the well-being of our people through a focus on immediate hardship relief for those worst hit by the national economic downturn through conditional cash transfers and targeted subsidies to drive down the cost of food. Increasing access to healthcare, education, and water will also improve the lives of our people. We plan on growing an inclusive economy where everyone, big or small, can be an active and well-rewarded participant as we strive to grow our IGRO pie from 15 billion naira to 100 billion naira. We will do this by embarking on the most ambitious infrastructure development drive the state has ever seen. And by investing in our people, too, we believe the game changer will be in the establishment of an economic development agencies in each of the 3 senatorial districts. The public sector reforms driven by the current government will be continued. I also believe that to retain our best staff, we must pay the most competitive public sector wages in the country. Lastly, we must build a state that is clean, healthy, and livable. Environmental sustainability will be negotiated into every economic activity we undertake, whether it be planting trees or sweeping streets. In Edo State, we are beginning to see the effects of climate change in increased flooding and unpredictable weather patterns. We must take our state with resilience. In closing, I challenge each of you to consider what role you can play in enhancing the political landscape of Nigeria, whether through advocacy, direct participation, or by lending your voice to the discourse. Your contribution is invaluable. Together, let us aspire to be the catalyst for change, fostering a brighter future for Nigeria by building a prosperous and safe Edo State. Thank you for your commitment to our homeland and for your pivotal role in shaping the narrative of our collective future. Thank you for your attention, your dedication, and your continued love for your country. Esan oye! Edo State oye! Nigeria oye! Together we will rise. Eniji Esan oye! Thank you so much.
Esan oye! My name is Victoria Amu. I used to be a governorship candidate for another party for this election, but I was taken out from the other party. Now I'm in PDP. I'm an ardent supporter of your son. And for me to be an ardent supporter of your son, it means that he brings good, not just to my people, because I'm from Owan West, Sabondi Daura, but to the Esan people, you know, and the legacy of the Esan people. He brings that good at this point in history. I just want to say Dr. Peter, I hope I can say that. Thank you so much. Yes, I will. 1 minute. Aswa Ighodalo is not just a candidate, he's the beacon of hope for all Esan people. His track record of integrity, dedication, and service speaks volume of his commitment to his community. As a distinguished lawyer and entrepreneur and philanthropist, Aswa has consistently demonstrated his ability to lead with wisdom and compassion. He understands the unique challenges we face as Edo State indigenes, as Esan people, and he has a comprehensive plan to address and improve infrastructure and healthcare, fostering economic development and education. I speak because I want you all to call your family members in Esan and have them stand tall, because this is a time that we must speak. I know that it's a long time when the Esan person was a governor in Edo State, and this is the opportunity for the Esan. I want to urge each and every one of us to take this message to heart. Let us come together in solidarity and support Aswa Ighodalo for the upcoming election. And by doing this, we'll be not voting for a candidate, but voting also for a brighter, more prosperous future for Esan land. Let us seize this moment and make a lasting impact and ensure our homeland remains a place of pride and opportunity for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Victoria. We have looked at the program of events, and we have seen that there is a part for fundraising to support some programs in Esan land, healthcare and education apparently. The times that we're in is that aspirants truly want people to donate to them, because elections don't come cheap. But interestingly, because he believes and is committed to what you guys are doing here, Aswa is doing a donation of $5,000. Thank you.
All right, please a round of applause for Dr. Peter Agwele, a representative of Dr. Aswa Ighodalo, the PDP governorship candidate for the next coming election. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your donation.